Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
All right, y'all, welcome back. It is Saturday, September 6th, I believe, 2025. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Wanted to get an early start today. Where we last left off on this car was I re-cleared the roof with 3 coats last week. Still looks great. Looks exactly how it did out the gun. It didn't die back. It didn't really shrink. We do have some pollen or nibs or whatever to address, but the overall finish of the car looks amazing. Amazing. I don't think the whole thing needs to be buffed, honestly. We're gonna have to knock these little nibs down, but as far as like sanding out texture or whatever, no need. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up how the door looks. You know, compared to the roof, I doubt it. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna finish wet sanding both doors, both quarters. We may do the jams depending on if they have overspray on them or not, which we masked them up pretty decent. They feel pretty good. I think this one might have some overspray. Not too bad. We're not gonna mess with the dash and we're not gonna mess with the firewall, so we're gonna leave that masked. We're gonna cut these with 600 grit in preparation for re-clear. Doors and quarters today. We're gonna have a 4-man crew, so this ain't gonna take long. We should be able to wrap this up before lunch. Each person take one station and get it done. Once that's done, I don't know if it's gonna happen today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, re-clear the doors and the quarters. So what we was talking about was the reason why I did them separate is because it's quite a lot to have to reach over to get to the middle of the roof without rubbing the quarter panel, and it's just a lot to spray in one setting for one person. It's doable, but why do that when you can split it up in half and you get a cleaner result, in my opinion. We did manage to get some overspray here. You see, it's kind of weird looking. That's okay. It's all gonna get sanded. So this is gonna be the last of the flow coat. The doors, the fenders, the hood, and the trunk are already done. The steering column is already painted. The steering wheel is already painted. So they're supposed to be bringing the frame here today. So pretty soon here, in about a week or so, we're gonna be setting this body back on the frame, throw the trunk on, throw the moonroof cover on, and we're gonna start looking like a car here pretty quick. So get this thing pushed out, man. Right now it is 79 degrees outside. Feels pretty good. That ain't gonna last long. That ain't gonna last long, man. It's gonna be like 98 today. So we want to get this done, you know, hopefully before lunch. Look at that roof. Big old hole in the roof, Bobby. We want to get this done before it gets too hot, man. So enough yapping. Got to push some stuff around. I'll bring you guys when we get set up. Bring you guys back.
All right, y'all. So started out cutting this car with the 6-inch Diymovment and some Sunmite 600 grit. Did it on the DA. Really dialed back the air pressure to probably about 40 psi or maybe even 50. And all I'm really doing is the large flat areas with the DA because I don't have an interface pad. I am going to buy a different DA, maybe a 5-inch, good quality one. I've bought the cheap 5-inch off of Amazon, and they last, you know, a couple weeks, and then they just go bad. So I'm gonna give me a good quality one and with an interface pad. I would have done this whole thing with the DA if I had a 6-inch interface pad. So all I did basically was crack open the clear and then did the rest by hand, the hand block, and we used also the sanding sponges that you guys seen on the channel in all the little contours and stuff. And then lastly, we went over it with just a gray Scotch-Brite just to dull down any shiny areas. And we were actually done really early. Did have one little mishap, one real small mishap on the tail end. Just burned a corner, real small. So all we did was just dab a little base coat on that. I mean, it was really small. We're talking like basically dab it with a Q-tip, and we cleared it, and it's gone. It's fixed. So, you know, word of advice is you gotta stay away from the edges, or use the gray pad on the edges, because even though this thing has 3 coats of clear, the edges, they are thin. So that's why I usually stay away and just do the gray pad. As far as flow coating this on video, I'm sure it doesn't look any different than it did, previously, which, we're doing the same thing we've been doing for weeks, but finally we wrapped up, and this is the last of the flow coat. So pretty soon here we're going to be moving on to actually assembly of the car, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to, because we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty on how to install, door glass and, Dakota gauges and, the whole assembly of the car. So we're finally nearing an end on the paint and body. There is some stuff left to paint, but small stuff. You hang on the rack, wheel wells, radiator support, headliner moldings. I think the instrument cluster still needs to be addressed, or the housing. Gonna two-tone the steering wheel. We're gonna two-tone the side stripe insert on the side molding. So still stuff left to paint, and I'm gonna be showing that. But the bulk of the well, actually the whole entire car is done. Double cleared it twice, so it's got 6 coats of clear. So I'm gonna be cutting that down and buffing that. There's plenty of videos on the channel showing that process, but I'm just glad that the clearing is done.
Yeah. All right, so we got a lot more done than we thought we would. We're actually going to go ahead and clear this thing right now. We've got everything sanded in 600. We got the roof masked off, and we're maxed out on clear. We ain't got no more activator. We ain't got no more plastic. We're running low on tape, so we're making it happen. What I did right now is I mixed up the clear. We got 26 ounces times 3, and all I'm doing right now is kind of pouring it in itself so that it all levels out and all has the same amount of activator or whatever. So I think we'll have about 6 ounces left over when we're done. What you think?
We can spray them inside. We can spray them somewhere.
How?
We can find somewhere to spray this.
Trunk?
Yeah.
The Raptor. All right, so it's 90 degrees. We got slow activator, slow reducer, the usual stuff. Iwata 1.4, silver cap, same old stuff we always do. We do got to touch up a little burn through.
Oh, you got the paint?
Yes, right there. So we'll bring you guys back once this is 3 times coated.
Yeah, so here's the finished product, and like I said previously, it looks the same on camera, so kind of a wasted effort recording. We did get, a significant amount of pollen or whatever, dust or whatever on the tops of the quarters and the doors, a little more than I like. Mainly I attribute that because the neighbor was mowing the grass and kicking up all kind of stuff, man. The wind was blowing. You can see it right there. I don't have filtered air intake, so basically a garage, dungeon, paint booth. So I'm not worried about it. None of it is it's all little specks, and they're all they're not a contrasting color. So luckily we didn't have any love bugs or any wasps or any mosquitoes land, so we got a pretty clean paint job. And our amateur masking job did hold up, so we didn't get any overspray on the roof. to say, man, we ran out of everything. We ran out of plastic sheeting. We ran out of tape. We ran out of almost masking paper. We ran out of clear. We had 6 or 7 ounces left. So we had just enough materials to complete this job. So it all worked out. I think overall we ended up spraying 3 gallons of clear, which is, you know, a lot inside and out, and under the hood, you know, trunk, everything, man. So the car is painted. They did end up bringing the roller here, cleaned it up a little bit, wiped it down, pressure washed some areas. But this roller was built, you know, it's on the channel. I think it's probably been close to 3 years. And I did a breakdown on cost, rough estimates. So here's Johnny is playing with the skirt like a little kid. But so the roller's here. It has some stress point reinforcement. It's powder coated. It's got a narrowed rear end. It's got a 5.3 LS with a CVF front pulley kit. It's got the headers. It's got these valve covers. I believe he has an intake, high-rise intake, if I remember right, or something like that. So he just opted for, you know, black powder coat. Didn't really want to get into all the chrome stuff like Johnny's 59, and you know, it's kind of this is more of a, I wouldn't call it a budget build, but you know, it's his car. He built it how he wanted. The drivetrain is painted to match. So there's videos on that of the playlist. You guys can go back, click on the playlist and see the videos of us painting the engine and you know, setting it on and putting this frame together. It's been about 3 years, man. So I think next up is we're going to put the hood on, the trunk on, and the moonroof cover, and then probably run some brake lines on this frame and maybe the fuel lines, and then get ready to set the body on the frame, which is a pretty big deal for this car considering the condition it was in when it showed up. Man, it's just been a journey. It's been a journey, man. From all the metal work, all the custom stuff, and you know, now it's all painted, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all stay tuned for more work. Thanks for watching.